Hi to everyone. I'm really glad to see you all here today. It's more and more people are coming, which is wonderful. I'm really glad it's more and more people who are interested in such a beautiful subject. Today, we're going to talk about astrology and, of course, about learning astrology, why actually everyone should learn astrology. And I'm going to give you very new information because I'm sure you've never heard about this method, what I'm going to share with you. And before I'll start to talk about anything, let's just check if you can hear me and if you can see me very well. So please put yes or plus if it's all good and you can hear and see me very well. Yes. Wonderful. I'm really happy that we have no problems with any technical stuff. All right, then, let's start our beautiful adventure. And straight away, I have to tell you that those who watch the webinar to the end will get the access to the analysis of any country in the highlight location section of the Astro4U ORG website. Probably you don't really understand for now why this section is so important and why actually you need to know what is the best place for living. But during this webinar, I'll give you the idea and I'll explain to you why it is important to know this information. And remember, those people who will stay until the end will get it straight away. And I'll give more information during this webinar. And at the end, I will tell you about our special offer for the upcoming course. So those people who are very interested in the actual subject, who want to learn it, for you guys, it will be very interesting today. And let's meet each other a little bit closer. Let's see where all of us from. So me, I'm right now in Brisbane in Australia. And please write down in our chat, what city are you from? It's very interesting to see what countries and what cities are here. Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Toronto, San Diego, Sydney, Melbourne, LA. Oh, wonderful. It's so many places. Brisbane too. Oh, hi. Nice to see you all. People from all over the world. It's always very inspiring, you know. And please write in chat, why do you want to learn astrology? What actually motivated you to come to this webinar today? As soon as you will answer, I'll share you my story with you too. Because such knowledge always, brings people who have this specific analytical kind of mindset and who actually want to understand what's happening around you and want to be able to control events in your life. It's very interesting. Yeah, I can see our first reason, Sarah. I am interested in astrology because I've heard it can provide insights into career strengths and potential. I've been feeling stuck in my career for a while. That's a beautiful reason to come to the astrology. And we have right now pretty interesting research, and we have what we call formulas in astrology, and I'll tell you about all this method during this webinar. And we can actually see the actual formula of any profession, from any scientist like chemist, to a biologist or economist or mathematician or any sportsman or artist. So it's so many options what we can see here, and also we can see even what this particular soul experienced in its past life, what talents and abilities were experimented, let's say, and which one of them we can use in this life, and what the soul chose to experience in this life. It's quite deep topic, but this is all based on research. Michael, 35. I've been having challenges in my relationship with my partner. I want to learn astrology to understand our compatibility better. Yes, that's a beautiful, beautiful reason also. And it's also there's been some research about compatibility. I'm going to tell you later, so we can actually tell exactly when people will be separated 100%. 100% statistics, right? It's very interesting. Emma, I've been focusing on raising my children for the past decade, and now I'm starting to think about my own personal growth and what I want for myself. That's I understand it is many people who come to astrology to actually understand better themselves, and I take astrology as the full training. It's not just a subject like any other discipline, but it is also introducing yourself to yourself, which is way more deep, Daniel, I've been working in IT for several years, but my passion for astrology has always been a significant part of my life. I've been studying astrology on the side and feel ready to pursue it more seriously. I know that this reason it is also very popular. I know many people who are into astrology, but they've never, got this step to go into it like professionally, to actually start learn it properly. And Daniel, I think for you, this webinar will be a life-changing webinar. Karen, I want to learn astrology to better understand my child's needs and how I can support them. Yeah, that's also a good point. Only to just understand what is in horoscope, you already can see what type of the character your child has. And also, as we said before, professional orientation is so important to actually understand what better for your child for real. Natalie, now that I'm retired, I've been exploring new interests and hobbies. I've always been fascinated by astrology and want to make it a significant part of my life. That's wonderful when we see that time comes. It's here. It's time to do it. Welcome. Welcome. Rachel, I'm interested in using relocation astrology to help me choose the best city to move to. That's my favorite topic, and this is what I've been doing for the last already probably almost 17 years. And I definitely will stop here and will give you lots of information about astrocartography, about the relocation charts, and I'll show you how we actually can influence or impact on our life. And what I just showed you in the beginning about this Halak location, Rachel, that's definitely will be so valuable for you. Mark, my business is expanding and I'm considering opening a new branch in a different state or country. I want to ensure that the new location supports my business success and personal fulfillment. About business is actually another very interesting tools how we can use astrology. It's also the relocation topic, but here it is some little tricks. Like, for example, the person can live in one place, but the business he can open in another place. And depends on where is the business located. We will see the whole astrological combinations on that specific place. So it's lots of deep stuff there, and I'm also going to briefly tell you about that. Thank you very much for all of your answers. I can see it's much more of them. It's many more of them, and I'm really happy that you guys are just here today with me, and let's move forward. So we all have different reasons. Some of you want to solve your own problems and find inner peace. Other people want to be able to help their loved ones. Some of you want to have a new profession and start consulting people. Or be able to make money doing something you really like and what you are truly interested in. And I totally understand you. Or maybe you want it all. This webinar will introduce you to the most accurate new scientific method of astrology based on 30 years of research and 15 years of my practical experience. In this astrological method called event formulas, it is possible to accurately calculate all life scenarios, including relocation. I use this method to determine the right time and place to meet my future husband. Yes, that's also possible. If you know what you do, you can change your life significantly. But I know that you want to be sure that astrology really works, especially the system you want to study, and that the teachers are truly professional, not just the theories, but also practitioner. Here I am, professional astrologer, traveler, researcher, founder of the Astro4U service, and head of the School of Astrology. And my name is Anna Wright. I'm really glad to meet you all together today. And I got my Master of Astrological Science quite long time ago. As you see here, it is 2010. Today is already, it's been a while, right? And I am a member of the International Astrological Community in Astros. So as you see, I have really big experience in astrology, and as soon as I understood how it works, I always wanted people to be able to make their own horoscope and create their own charts, and to be able to know themselves better, to do some analysis. That's why I created an astrological service, and you can see on this slide, the screenshot. I started working on it in 2011, and in 2012, the first version of the site was out. And we've had different designs, and this is our last design, what you can see if you will go on this website just right now. I have traveled to over 40 countries, including Europe, Africa, Australia, Asia, America, and the Caribbean. In so many places where I've tried to check different formulas and combinations. I tried to find the good places for, build good relationships. That's why I came to Australia, as I said earlier. This is where I met my husband. And I checked some money formulas, health formulas. And during this webinar, I'm going to tell you some examples from my practice, from my clients' experiences. So it's just many, many things what I'd like to share with you. And today I will do it as much as I can. And while I traveled, I also worked with a variety of monks, so I tried to understand how actual the universe works. I wanted to get some real spiritual knowledge, and moreover, I wanted to explore various astrological systems. So my purpose was to see if that method, what I am using in my practical work, is the best method, or is it something better? And if it is, I want to know it. So, and I have to tell you that I've never found anything what work better than this method, what I'm going to tell you about today. And while I was in the USA and in Los Angeles, I filmed a reality show about debunking the myths of the modern world, about a big transformation from the inside out. And that happened because of the formula of wealth. This is how we call one of these beautiful formulas. And it was the great experience in my life. I just want to tell you that I calculated the specific time, the specific place where I have only this particular formula. So I went there. It was like June, July, and in November, this formula is supposed to be activated. So and when November came, it was very by chance. I came to this AFM film market in LA, and I met people, and straight away we decided to gather the team and to make this reality TV show. And just for your understanding, I've never done it before. So it was my first experience, and straight away I met that people which were involved. And it was also Tom Melissa, for example, the American, as you know, wrestler and an actor who was a participant of this project. So as a result, right now, I live in a happy place with my loved one. We have over 80,000 users on the website. I have been consulting thousands of people on various issues for more than 15 years, and I have been teaching this wonderful method for over 7 years. And I wouldn't have done it without the help of astrology and its special method called event formulas. What is it and how does it all work? This is the most important question, right? So the formula of events prediction method was invented by the astrologer scientist Sergei Shestopalov. It is specially designed to calculate the probability of certain events in an individual's life. The method allows to calculate all important events in a person's life, such as the time of having children, marriage, divorce, life risks, robbery, car accidents, moving to another city or country, etc., etc. So this method has been used successfully for 30 years. It's statistically proven and serves as the basis for all major calculators available on the website Astro4U. And later, I'll show you how it works and even tell you about some experiments that have been done. Do you ever think what percentage of reality is controlled by you? That's an interesting question, because to move forward, we need to understand the basic. We need to understand how the reality works and what part we are in our consciousness is having there. So please write down the percent you think you can control your reality. Any from 0 to 100%. 1%. Interesting. 100%. Very, very opposite thoughts, guys, you have. 90%, 30, 50, 100, 10%. Someone is really pessimistic, 10%, 0%. Yep, 0 is even more pessimistic than 10, right? 99, 80%. Very good. So we have so many ideas about that. Let's talk about it more precisely. And I'd like us, to think about it together. Our ego always makes us think of ourselves as almighty. Some of it is, as long as it doesn't hurt us. It's not about overestimating or underestimating one's own capabilities. It's about the gift to look at the situation realistically or reasonably. Our psyche includes an element of the conscious and the unconscious. According to Professor Bruce Lipton, who is biologist, chemist, geneticist, the download of all future subconscious programs of each individual occurs in the first 7 years of life, and they simply realized all subsequent life. Now I'd like you to see this very short video, but very important video to understand what's happening with our consciousness.
"95% of our life is coming from the programs of life, how to live life that we get in the first 7 years of life. That's why poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich. The movie The Matrix is not science fiction. It's a documentary. Every human, and this is a fact, every human first 7 years is download hypnosis. The brain of a child under 7 is in a lower vibrational frequency. When you put wires on a person's head, you read electroencephalograph, reading brain activity. A child below 7 has a lower vibration than consciousness. It's called theta. Theta is imagination. Oh, that's how kids play a tea party with mud pies, but to them it's a real thing. A kid rides a broom, it's a horse. That's theta, imagination. Theta is also hypnosis. And the idea is this: before you can become conscious, if you don't have any programs, what are you going to be conscious of? So nature makes the first 7 years. What kind of programs are required to live on this planet? I say, how do you get them? Theta is hypnosis. You just watch. You watch your parents, you watch your siblings, and your community, because you have to learn how many 100,000 rules. Think about it. Just to be a functional member of a family and a functional member of a community, there are rules. Teach an infant these rules. It's like, oh, you don't have to. First 7 years, they observe it and just download it. Look, this is not new. I mean, there's the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And basically said you come from a poor family and you could struggle your whole life and try to get rich, but you're not going to make it. And if you come from a rich family, you could be stupid your whole life and make it. Not because it was thinking, but it was unconscious behavior that was downloaded from rich families into kids, which is unconscious. So they're making the right moves unconsciously. If they engage their conscious mind, then they look stupid, but it's unconscious. And that's the same thing with poor people. Poor people have beliefs from the family. Oh, you can't make it, life's a struggle, things are hard, who do you think you are? And if that's the program you get, then 95% of the day you will sabotage yourself. And that's why poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich, because the programming. 95% of our life, this is a fact, comes from those programs in the subconscious. Every day, only about 5% of their life are you using conscious, which is creative. 5%.
So your life is being lived, even though you think you're living your life.
Exactly, and you don't see it because it's called subconscious, below conscious. And the Jesuits, for 400 years, they were boasting. People didn't understand. They say, give me a child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. They've been saying that for 400 years because they knew 7 years was the program period. And 95% of your life after that will be whatever that program is.
So, as you see, this is a great example for our understanding how it works. And it's lots of actually information to think about, right? And speaking about the management of reality and about subconscious processes, I can't but draw the following parallel. Let's look at the very process of life and volume. You were born in a specific era, in a specific year, in a specific family, in a specific country or culture, in a specific city, with a specific set of qualities, in a specific body, male or female, with a specific hair color, eye color. They are all what we can call the initial characteristics. This is all that we can't influence. And further, we live with this 95% of the surrounding reality. Look at these pictures. Different era, different timing, different type of consciousness based on subconsciousness. It's so different life. Of course, you yourself decide to grow your hair or cut it, move to another city or not, get fat or lose weight. You choose how you will use the given characteristics. This is the 5% choice. It is this picture that is reflected in the horoscope, your initial qualities of character, with what background you came into space at this moment. At every moment of birth, in every second of our earthly time, each planet moves and makes the same unique pattern in space as any snowflake in our nature. The unique pattern is a reflection of the incarnation of the soul in the material world. A horoscope is a reflection of all the programs we have acquired. It is a set of our characteristics or tendencies related to 95% of unconscious processes. By studying it, we actually learn how to expand the percentage of reality control. And this is our purpose here, to understand how we can expand this percentage. So that people who said it was like 10 probably or 0 was the closest one, right? Funny, isn't it? Because we think that we can everything, and we probably can, but we need to understand the way, and this way is subconsciousness, which represents our horoscope. So learning about our horoscope, we learn about our subconsciousness, and we start to understand how to impact with that way what we need to get, like the result what we want to have. And further, right, each person is created in the image and likeness of God, but not everyone realizes what this image and likeness is. Man is an amazing creature, has been studied for many millennia, and to this day we are far from realizing our own essence. We still can hardly imagine how our internal organs really work, how the outer world works. We vaguely search by touch for what we're here and where we came from. We as humanity, as a civilization, are in constant search for answers. Every grain of knowledge awakens something very deep, important inside. That is what is even more valuable. Thanks to researchers, people who are called to illuminate our lives with knowledge, we're able to comprehend the world and our being in it on a completely different level, the level of inner joy. Today, I want to talk about two people whose research is very important, and it will be for many, many years to come. So they discovers. Lots of people, maybe somebody heard something, but I'm sure that many of you just don't know about that. So let me introduce you these two people. I've said already some little stuff briefly about both of them. So this is Bruce Lipton and Sergei Shestopalov. Two people from different realities, from different fields. I'm sure they even don't know each other. But they both did very important things. Bruce Lipton is a biologist, chemist, thanks to whom a new section in genetics called epigenetics began to actively develop. If we try to explain the essence of young science in brief, then it explores the body's gene response to environmental factors and external stimuli. Changing eating habits, increasing and decreasing physical activity, alcohol abuse, smoking leads to an increase in the activity of some genes and a weakening of others. To determine in accordance with what laws this process occurs, it was created. So, for example, scientists have found that the date of birth can affect the tendency to develop type 2 diabetes. Astrologers have long figured this out, by the way. Moreover, the mechanism of activation of the disease is launched closer to old age. Bruce Lipton showed that the same cell, but in different environments, will behave differently. For example, a cell in the heart may feel great, and the same cell in the liver may die. He said that the development of a cell, its potential depends on the environment. And this is the key for us right now, what we need to remember. Look at these pictures. Brain cells look exactly like a galaxy. Birth of a cell looks like the death of a star. Eye in nebula, they also look pretty similar. Or galaxy and brain. So we are alike. I call it a fractal. All little cell has information about everything, about the whole world, if you want to say it that way. And the whole world, the whole universe has information about every cell in it. So it's called fractal, basically. In parallel with this, the mathematician and astrologer Sergei Shestopalov proved that a person will feel differently depending on the geographical locations in which he is currently located. In one locality, he feels, for example, healthy, the body functions at 100%, and in the other, he feels sick, the body functions at 70%. In one city, he will be able to earn more, in another less. Potential will be revealed in different ways. A well-known wisdom and general scientific fact is immediately recalled. What is above is equal to what is below. Hermes Trismegistus said that. And we will come to Hermes today more. So thus, at the same time, at different points in space, two discoveries were made at once. First, the development of a cell depends on its environment. The development of a human depends on the environment of his habitat, on the city in which he is located. The structure of human internal organs equals the structure of our universe. The mechanism is one. We are created in his image and likeness. This phrase now needs to be comprehended once again. Both knowledge are extremely important for us and applicable in life. And I'm going to show you how. It turns out that by changing the environment, we can influence the cell and the person. By placing a person in another city, in another country, we can change his series of events. And I have been talking about this possibility for 10 years now. For 15 years, I have been experimenting with this position on my own. We are not separate from existence. We are part of this existence. And space is a part of everyone. It's like one big organism in which you're a small cell. Especially now when we travel the whole world, it is very much possible. But the difference is that you can choose at least in part. And here comes the very opportunity to increase the percentage of your influence on your own destiny and expand it at least up to 5%. If you like it, then more. How to do it? It's time to talk about the mechanisms. So this method basically allows you to evaluate all the potential consequences of events that can happen to you in different places and make a comparative analysis of your best opportunities. I think it is an amazing thing. And before I give you the technique and tell you everything in detail, I want to share with you some more examples from practice for your better understanding how actually it works. And the first question, is it possible to recover by moving? I'm going to share with you this story from this woman who asked me to help her with her health. She has been living in Moscow for a long time, and she came to the doctor, and the doctor said that she has some women problems like polyps, etc. And actually it became worse and worse, and she started to be really worried about all the situation. So she asked me to check what will happen with her health like in the future. And I checked and I saw that, first of all, in Moscow, she has not that good health. So it means that from time to time, she will have such problems. And particularly right now, she had a really bad period of time when I saw it will be only worse. So I suggested, look, let's find for you a good place where you can go for some period of time, while at least it will be this aspect, is on when this bad period is still activated, and try to avoid it in some other location. So we checked. She gave me some places where she was ready to go, and we found that in Crimea, in some area there, she has no indicators for any health problems. And in addition, it was nothing bad and forecast according to health. It was really nice. So I recommended to go there, and she went. She stayed there for 3 months. She started to feel way better. Her health and her feeling, her attitude, her mood eventually changed a lot, and she started to feel much more healthier. And then she came back to Moscow. She came to the same doctor, and doctor was like shocked. He asked her, like, what happened? It's almost disappeared. And she answered that she spent her time in the right place because the astrologer recommended to her. And this is the practical way to influence your physical body. Imagine you can actually minimize some ongoing disease. Isn't it amazing? Next example. This is a very popular question nowadays. Is it possible to get pregnant? I'm going to share with you another story from my clients. It was a couple that tried to be pregnant. They lived that time in St. Petersburg, and it just didn't work for them. They tried it for a year, and doctors feel like, we don't understand why it's not happening. And the girl, she asked me to check her chart. So she was born in a different city in Samara, and there she didn't have any problems. But when she moved to St. Petersburg, it actually started to be a problem. So in St. Petersburg, her health became worse. And during the whole year, it was many indicators that for her, it's even better not to be pregnant because it's lots of health issues. So I also said, look, guys, where are you ready to go? Let's find for you the good place for short time. So we checked different countries, cities, and I found that in Helsinki very soon will be a really good period of time to try to be pregnant. And I calculated for them 2 days. It was just a short weekend. So they went there, tried to be pregnant, and then they came back, and in some short time she called me and said, Anna, I'm pregnant. And doctor said it happened exactly in that time. And here you can see their story. This is the beautiful child would eventually was born. And after they came back to St. Petersburg, actually I recommended them to go to Samara to be born the baby. And that's it. This is how it works. So imagine how many problems you can effectively resolve with a less emotional efforts, less money involving in that processes. I think it's just a great tool. And if you know about this, you can't just ignore it. You have to use it. And now, guys, when you know about these opportunities, you will never be able not to use it. It's just an amazing thing. And obviously, it's many important spheres in our life, and personal life is one of the most important. We all want to be loved. We want to love. We want to have good relationships. So I want to tell you some interesting story about the couple. So they had some bad times in their relationships and they decided to be divorced. And the woman, she went to Turkey just for a weekend with their child. And the husband, he also went somewhere, and then on the way back, he decided to visit the wife and child in Turkey. So when they all gathered in Turkey, they started to think maybe we should actually start everything again. What happened? So astrologically, in Moscow, they had really bad period of time for relationships. So it was indicators for divorce. But when they came to Turkey, the situation totally changed and it was no indicators for divorce anymore. It was opposite. It was the love period. And that's why they started to feel differently. They're like, probably it was a wrong decision. So, and the funniest thing that when they came back to Moscow, they came back to the same period of time where they actually wanted to be divorced. And so it happened. They came back, they got again the same feelings, and they still decided to divorce. That's why it is so important to understand where you live. Can the danger be avoided? Oh, this is also very different, interesting story. I'm going to share with you the story from Shestopalov, actually, my teacher. And once he said this really dramatical story. He has a friend, and she's supposed to go to some expedition to tundra. And he checked and saw that she has a really high danger there. She called and asked her not to go. But people who are not involved in astrology, they don't take it seriously. And she said like, oh no, come on, everything will be fine, don't worry. So, and eventually when they were at the train station, the whole group, and Shestopalov came and actually didn't let her go. And imagine what happened after that. Whole group went to this expedition and no one came back. No one. They all just disappeared. Something happened there. No one came back. So basically right now she has a second life because of him and his knowledge. especially, nowadays in this world of crazy changes, let's say, it is important to understand if it is any danger around you or you'll be totally fine. Can you increase your income? Of course. With the moving to other places, you can increase or you can actually decrease your income. Again, this same logic. I had once this man for who I did the forecasting for a year. And it's been already a year, and in the end he asked me to meet and just to talk about different stuff, about money situation. And he started to tell me his story, like that he invested money and he lost it all. And I was like, did you check your forecast, what I just made for you? What period of time did you invest your money? And he's like, it was in July. And I was like, okay, let's just open up together right now this document and see what is written there in July. And imagine his eyes are really big after he saw it was the period with the red color, and it was written there. Don't invest money from June to August. It is a high chance you will lose it. And after that, he was like, oh my God, why didn't you say it? I read it once and just, that's it, and forgot. He didn't use it properly. That's why it happened. So this is also another important wisdom. People don't take this knowledge seriously from the beginning, but if they would, they actually save much more energy and money eventually. And I already said about my personal experience with the Well formula when I made this reality show, and it's so many different formulas and stuff here. So guys, would you like to be able to control your reality in such a conscious way? Yes. Yes, of course. 100%. Very interesting. Definitely. Yes. All right. I see it's interesting topic for you. I'm really glad. And it's all about structure. The human structure, which can be actually described as the horoscope. This is the structure, and everyone has its own structure with the planets in there and the structure of place. Latitude, the actually geographical position is so important. So look at this chart and answer, how do you think it is one person or it's two different people? Just put one or two. So one is in Los Angeles and another in Bangkok. Interesting, right? Difficult. Those people who are into astrology can easily say that this is correct. It's one person. If you're not into astrology, for you it will be two people. This is the key to the relocation charts. For example, we can see that Pluto here in Venus, in Libra, and Pluto here in Libra too. Just here it is in the 3rd house, and here it is in the 8th house. The same as with other planets. Moon in Aries, and here it is in Aries too, with Mars and Jupiter, which is the same situation. So this is the one person's chart, but the person in different locations, which means these numbers, it is all different spheres of life. Money, family, relationships, work, social realization, and it is still the same person. He still has the same characteristics. It's all the same, but in different locations, the realization of this potential will be totally different. In one place, it will be much easier to make money In another, no. In one place, it will be much easier to have better health, to be healthy. In another place, it will be very problematic with lots of diseases. So the location determines the actual events we are going through the life. And definitely for us, it's important 10 main planets from Sun to Pluto, right? And 12 houses, as I said, every house has its own field it represents. Knowing only the position of the Sun in the house of the horoscope, we can already say what a person is aiming in the material world, what area of interest is. If not the most, then one of the most important in life. Let's look at this short example. Elon Musk. He was born, if this time is correct, he was born in Pretoria, and his sun was in the 12th house. So 12th house is house out of the stage, we can say. The person is into his subconsciousness. He likes to be in the kind of reflection mood, to go inside his own brain, to be a little bit close from the society. And if you saw any interviews with him, he actually sad about it. He told the stories how he was a little bit out of other people, a little bit closed, and this is exactly the sun position in the 12th house. And of course, he is a Cancer too, which is important. But right now we're talking about the houses. And look what happened with his sun position when he moved to LA. The sun came to the 5th house, which is totally different. So 5th house is about a stage, about the creative self-expression, optimism, love of companies, pleasures. Now the person actually wants to be in the center of the attention. He wants to be a creative person and to be on the stage. And this is what we all can see. That's very interesting, isn't it? And we just talked about sun position. It's many more planets. And the change in the position of the planets in space is a change in the potential event series. And what is almost surprising, it is mathematically measured. Yes, we all have difficulties of choice. And this method will actually help us to avoid this difficulty. And as you know, there are many types of astrology. And this is an important thing, especially if you're very serious about astrology, which method to choose, Western or Vedic, because nowadays it is two the most popular systems. But straight away, I'm going to tell you, first of all, they're very different. And Vedic astrology doesn't use planets like Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and it lacks a house system for different locations. This means it can't provide accurate predictions for specific cities. And on my Instagram, Astro for You World, you can see the whole video explanation about the Vedic and Western astrology. What is the basics, basic difference? So I recommend you to go there and check it. So, in Western astrology, there are different house systems like Placidus and Koch. So every system has, small differences in sites and different methods. And I want you to know that most online horoscopes use Placidus by default, but the Koch system has been proven to be more accurate. This is so important details, and if you're not into astrology on the professional level, you will never see that as a problem, but it is a problem. And it gives you slightly different results, and actually it can give you big difference in results eventually. And I'll give you the story how it works. So a woman once came to me because none of the predictions from famous astrologers came true. When I asked if they considered her move to a new city, she was surprised. She actually sent me a recording where an astrologer said the local chart only works if you move in the first year of life. But it's not true. A local chart activates immediately when you move to a new location. Her predictions didn't work because they were based on a different city. And when I checked it through my method in the Koch system, which is so important, I saw everything. So she wanted actually to buy real estate. She bought it in 2 cities, in St. Petersburg and in Moscow. And that astrologer said that it's a great time, do it. But in my system, it was opposite. It was negative. So she shouldn't do it. What happened eventually? She lost all her money. That real estate what she bought, everything just decreased the value. That's amazing, but this is how it works. So it's important not just to know astrology, in general. It is important to know the correct astrological method, what will give you the ability to make the correct analysis and correct predictions. If we can't use it, why do we need it? So without knowing these details, you might use a system that doesn't give accurate results. It's not the astrologer's fault, it's the system's lack of scientific base. That's why I'm so, for me, it is so important to give you guys this idea that it's not just the decision about astrology in general, it is the decision of the system. It's probably the most important decision. And now we came to this experiments moment. I'd like to briefly show you what kind of experiments were done with the system what I use. Back in the 1980s, Sergei Shestopalov, a scientist, a mathematician, astrologer, and my teacher, conducted research on the challenges of astrological forecasting in collaboration with the Leningrad Polytechnic Institute. During the same years, in collaboration with the Leningrad Marriage House, a study on interpersonal compatibility was conducted. This study was based on the analysis of relationships in conflictual couples, both in the workplace and in marriage. They analyzed 1,500 married couples who had lived together for at least 20 years. Imagine, and they actually found the exact planets combinations between each other, which will impact the length of the relationships, the sexuality, the psychology, compatibility, and many other stuff. It's really interesting, and the results actually are published on the website Astro4U. Additionally, research was conducted in the field of medical astrology. Specifically, this research was carried out in collaboration with Bakhterev Psychoneurological Institute, the Polanov Leningrad Neurosurgical Institute, and the Ota Institute of Obstetrics and Gynecology of USSR Academy of Medical Sciences. This research identified signs of numerous diseases and, in particular, discovered astrological indicators of infertility. The results of these studies were compiled into the concept of event formulas, which is also you can find on Astro4U website. And according to the Socratic Committee on Science in London, in 2016, this technique was recognized as the best in Europe. And in 2017, they noted that this concept has become an outstanding contribution to the process of civilization. Imagine this. In 2018, the European Medical Association, named after Philip van Hohenheim, if it is any German people, sorry for pronunciation anyway, or Paracelsus, and the Royal Medical Society of Belgium awarded academician Shostopalov the Rose of Paracelsus Award for his contribution to the development of predictive astromedicine. So it's a very serious thing. Once you have learned to correctly calculate and interpret the formula of events, you will be able to give your clients and yourself 100% results, because it's all statistically proved. I know you all have such a question. Do mistakes happen and the effect doesn't happen? Since the technique is based on scientific data and many years of research, there are no mistakes here. Unless, of course, you entered incorrect data about your birth into the calculations. Astrology is an exact science, so errors in the input data will lead to errors in the results. It's just logical thing, you need to understand it. Yep, and everything you can find on the website anyway. Like here. This is natal chart, and as you see on the left side, it's so many different calculators. Event formulas, what I was talking to you, it's possible here to check different formulas and to calculate and compare cities, one city with any another city, what types of formulas you have. And here is definitely you can find an explanation for everything. Even, for example, if you have a purpose to make your own business and you know the country, you can choose this formula in this country, and the system will actually show you in which cities it will be successful and where it will be not successful. And I just want really briefly tell you few more information about other types of formulas that you should know about. So each person has his own good and his bad place, his own successful and unsuccessful point of the globe. This is where we're coming to that high luck location service and why every one of you needs it. Even 5,000 years ago, Hermes Trismegistus described the formula of happiness and the formula of unhappiness. So each person has several places of happiness and several unhappy places on earth. When he's in a place of misfortune or unhappiness, he feels a lack of vitality. He's overcome by depression. He can feel his lodging with alcohol, accidents, and tragic events happen to him. In the place of happiness, he feels great, he has a good disposition, he's optimistic, cheerful. At the same time, his well-being may be ordinary. He's not free from diseases. Blows of fate are possible, but he never loses his presence of mind. This is what I call as a quality of life. If you want to have high quality of life, I highly recommend you to find the places on this planet where you have the formula of happiness. At least you don't have the formula of misfortune. This is so important. It is for critical positions, in home conditions, in the professional field, in manifestation, and in relationships. I'm not going to go deep into this topic. Here on the website, you can learn it more. In this article, it's a very deep explanation. I just want you to know that it is possible and it is very important. And numerous examples show that people with a happiness formula are happy no matter the circumstances. Yeah, as I said, there may be tragic events in their lives, but they courageously meet them and do not lose their presence of mind. They may not be very financially secure, but this doesn't poison their lives. They easily endure illnesses, and if they die prematurely, meet death with a smile on mouth. But as a rule, the formula of happiness softens the blows of fate. During an illness, it sends qualified medical assistance. It doesn't ruin it to the ground in financial hardships, and they never experience severe need. On the contrary, the formula of unhappiness can lead to dissatisfaction with life and people, although nothing tragic has happened. There were no losses of loved ones. There may not be significant problems in personal life. Not only is everything safe in the material sphere, but even there is wealth. Living conditions are excellent on view of outside observers. However, a person feels deeply unhappy and is forced to drown lodging in a glass of wine. So these people will be just permanently unhappy no matter what, and that people otherwise will be permanently happy, doesn't matter what. See the difference? It's a huge difference. This is the quality of life. So just please be aware. If you don't know, check it. First, if you can look at your situation, wisely, rationally, it is always many more opportunities to actually to change something. And it is necessary to find such a place, such a city. The question how to do it, I'm going to show you really quickly. So now we came to the section, find your high-like location. Just choose it on the website, choose your profile, put down your details, and then you need to choose one of the available countries, any country. This is astrocartography, by the way. I know people right now in the Western world are really into it, but guys, I'm going to tell you this method is like 10 steps in front of astrocartography. I'm not going to go deeply in this topic now, but if you really like this topic, just give me the feedback and I'll make another seminar about just specifically astrocartography and relocation situation. But I'm saying to you, we have it on the website, but comparing with formulas, it just doesn't give you anything, believe me. So when you choose your country, and the system will show you the cities in this country, and if you have the formulas of happiness or misfortune, and in which spheres of life. So it is really important to understand it. See, sometimes it can be this not happy smile, sometimes it's happy smile. This is the explanation also. And if you don't have any formulas, it is also a possibility. It means just this place for you is neutral. It's nothing really there. So it's fine. It's totally fine. And how would you like to take the entire system? Who would like to take the entire system, study it in detail, and implement it in your life and in the lives of your loved ones? So how many of you right now actually want to know about it? About the whole system? Me? I can see Emma. Very good, Michael. Wonderful, guys. I'm really glad you are into this. And as you know, everything happens for a reason. You understand that you're not here by accident, just as I came to this topic by accident 15 years ago when I discovered this system. I'm incredibly grateful for it to this day and can't imagine my life without this knowledge. 100%. I think I would lose so many opportunities if I wouldn't done it. And yes, you have a choice. Keep things as they are or decide to change your life right now. And I really hope that you will be ready to change it now. I'd like to see more and more people actually happier. Immediately, finally meeting your soulmate, starting your own business, improving your health, and discovering which talents can bring you satisfaction and profit. This is what we're all looking for. So, let's make a little summary. What did you learn today? The most important thing you learned is that there is a scientific approach to astrology that can help you change your life in practice, not just in theory. Now you know about the concept of the event formula and can consciously start managing your life at any moment, choosing the events you want to experience and avoiding those you don't. From this moment, you can choose a happy life by relocating to place within the knowledge of formulas. During this webinar, you received a wealth of valuable information that can turn your life around 180 degrees. And I'd like you to know that my next course of basic astrology, and actually the full cycle of astrology, starts in November. The whole information you can find on Astro for You, and I'm going to tell you what will be on that course. And I'm encouraging you to join me and to do something really new and effective for you. I've been teaching for over 7 years, and this is my passion. This course is suitable for everyone, for entrepreneurs, for housewives, careerists, psychologists, doctors. Actually, medical astrology is a very interesting part. Right now, I'm having a group and we are at the medical astrology, and it's so many combinations for actual diseases. And if you have any medical background, it will be significantly helpful for you for your future practices. So it's also for accountants, for experts, for beginners, for everyone. Any people with an analytical mind. Because what we do, we see the problem, we do the analysis, and we suggest the solution. So our role is just to show to the person that this is more than one way what can improve the situation. And this is always more ways than we can see. So we just need to be able to see it. This is the beauty of this subject. And straight away, I want to tell you guys that we will not have a magic pill or a fortune telling on the coffee ground. If you came here for magic, I will disappoint you. You will be given a technology. It will be very precise based on math and different planets' positions with the formulas, and it's very stable science, if I can put it that way. So I'd like you to understand that this method based on scientific data. So when we will go with you into this course, you will find answers to many different questions. We'll talk about relationships, your patterns for choosing partners. You know that it's impossible to find that partner, which indications you don't have in your own chart. So it's like it works like a mirror. That characteristics what you have in your chart, you will choose the partner basis on them. I know if you're not involved, you probably will not see it that way, but as soon as you will be into astrology, you will totally understand what I'm talking about. That's why That's why wise people say, if you wanna change your partner, change yourself first. And actually, horoscope proves it 100%. You obviously will learn how to make compatibility, love compatibility, and you will see if these relationships will take for a long time, if it will be actually happy relationships or unhappy relationships. We also can say it with 100% of the result. When you can find your soulmate, it's in forecasting module. We will talk about that. It's always the right time and not right time. Sometimes people start their relationships on a very bad period of time when it is actually, the negative period of time, and then they start relationships and it became a disaster. Lots of, bad emotions. We can avoid it if we will do it, again, wisely. Purpose of life, another big topic. So we will talk about your main lifetime lessons, about past life's debts you need to pay off in this lifetime. Actually, I'll show you how to even build the karmic horoscope. It's also an invention of this scientist, astrologer, Shestopalov. I'm sure you will not find it anywhere else. And you will be able to look at your past life from the very different perspective. And of course, we'll see the best ways to reveal your potential in this lifetime. Kids, this is another topic. We started from this, and few of you wanted really to go deeper in your children abilities and characteristics, and definitely you will understand it way more better. And you actually will be able to find the best time to plan conception. I already gave you this example. And yeah, you will be able to understand your kids through nature, which is so, so important. Your chances for having children in general, and actually we can see the gender and many, many different things in there. Managing the reality. This is my favorite topic because I'm a very practical astrologer. If I see something, I want to check it. And this is my strength, right? So we will see deeper how to change the realm you're living in, the effect travels have on your life, how to change your life scenario if you don't like it. We will see through many examples from real life. Definitely the money situation, the highest income possible you can have in a certain place. Yes. Every place has its own income possibilities, and we can always improve it or lose it, lose some money. So it's so many stuff in there too. We will understand how to improve the financial situation and also the ways, actually, how partner influences the energy of your finances. It's also interesting because we can see if the partner will be profitable for you or not. And business connections, the energy of debt management, your business partner liability, your business prospects, and you know that every business has its own chart. And we can actually do forecasting for any company. And it's also a very interesting tool to use. And you will learn from me as a professional astrologer and based on the research of Sergei Shestopalov. And I already gave you so many information about that. So what we will do on our courses and what makes us different from other schools. First of all, 100% effective analysis system. I think this is exceptionally important because it's not many scientific ways of doing astrology. And this is definitely one, if it's not the only one, honestly. So if you even know some method of astrology, I'm saying to you, this method will change your life, 100%. You learn from an experienced professional. I already told you about my experience, and you know that I'm a practical astrologer. Affordable tuition fee, and I'm going to tell you in details a bit later about it, and I'm sure you will be satisfied with it. Individual approach to each student, so we have quite small groups. I prefer to work with around 10 people in the group because we can do the detailed homework, I can give you the proper feedback, we can do deep case analysis, practical training on true life cases, because many schools, they just look at something which happened in the past, but I really like to go with the time and look at that people or their situations which are important for us to understand right now. Career at Astro4U. Successful students will have an opportunity to become a part of the Astro4U professional family. So I'm more than welcoming all those people who truly want to be professionals. Learn from anywhere in the world. We'll have live stream groups, we have our recordings, video lessons, so everything will be really comfortable for you guys. And now I'd like to show you this video of one of my students, and especially about this method, what we're going to learn.
Greetings to all astrology enthusiasts. My name is Valeria, and I have been studying Anna's course for over a year. I didn't choose this instructor by chance, but deliberately. Anna works according to Sergei Shestopalov's system, and it was important for me to study this particular system because it not only helps you understand yourself from the perspective of astropsychology, but also helps determine and forecast your series of events based on the location you are in. Additionally, it helps you decide on a profession and learn many nuances. The training is not quick, it is serious and deep. I personally attend in-person classes. Of course, not everyone has this opportunity due to various circumstances, but you always have the option to watch video lessons. During the course of our studies, we have not only explored our own characters and personality traits, but also found confirmations of various events in the charts of people we know. If you're ready to seriously immerse yourself in this science, ready to do a lot of calculations, interpret, intentionally practice, and perhaps consult in the future, then I highly recommend this course to you.
Yep, that was our beautiful Valeria, her name. So let's continue. What is the life of an astrologer if you choose this profession? I'm often asked, Anna, how do you manage to travel so much? I do what I love. I can work from anywhere in the world. I have a decent income, and I'm happy to be constantly helping others. I think this is the beauty of this profession. So let's talk about the whole course and all levels what we have. So we start from the basic course. The basics of astrology and horoscope casting. This is the important start, because without this knowledge you will not understand anything in the future. Usually every level takes about 2-3 months. It depends on the topic. Level 2 is astropsychology and relationships. Here we will go deeper into the psychological part of astrology, how planets influence our characteristics. And here I'm going to give you the whole research about statistics in love and business relationships. It is a very interesting topic. I'm sure it will be your favorite, like your first favorite, because later you will have more favorite topics, like 100%. The third level, chart analysis or event formula techniques. This probably one of the most important level, because here you will get the actual scientific method of astrology. It's like you will be able to calculate all different formulas to see the events, to predict the events. You already will be able to see, to compare different locations on different events. So this level, probably one of my favorites too. Then we'll talk about the astrology of professions, career astrology. And we will talk about different talents, abilities, income opportunities. So it will be proper level for everyone who wants to know what to do, what is this person best at. Very also it bases all on statistics. Then we'll talk about karmic horoscope. You will be able to build the proper karmic chart to see the purpose of your soul and many other things. Then it will be the predictive astrology. Predictive astrology, this is the most difficult part of the main levels. So here I will show you the different methods of forecasting. And we have the specific method what gives you 100% of the result. And definitely I'll teach you how to do rectification. Rectification is basically a method how we can calculate the exact time when the person was born. And for example, just for your understanding, only 4 minutes mistake in your timing will give you a mistake in forecasting for a year. Imagine that. 4 minutes, 1 year mistake. That's why, especially for forecasting, rectification is a very important thing to know how to do. So this is altogether 6 levels. This is our main astrological course. If you want to go higher, in addition, you can also go to the level 7, which is business astrology, and also horror astrology, where you can see different situations with the money, how to build the chart of the company, and many details in there. And also it is the health or medical astrology, the level 8, where you will be able to calculate very specific formulas for any diseases, even for cancer, and you will be able to see when it will happen, well, it will be finished, or how to actually, manipulate with this situation. And one more review from my student.
I want to record a video review about the astrology course I completed with Anya. It was an incredible journey that divided my life into before and after. By completing this course, you no longer remain a mere observer of your life. You gain tools that allow you to influence your life, make adjustments, and change something in your life and the lives of your loved ones. In the future, if you dive in head first and go professional, you will also help other people. This magic in your hands becomes reality. I want to especially thank Anya for her contribution, not only to the overall study of astrology at the Institute, but also to each student individually. She invests fully in each student, doing everything possible. She is a teacher with a big heart, always on the same wavelength with you, always responsive. The course lasts for a long period and everyone faces different crisis situations, but you never feel any difficulties from Anya. She is always positive, open, and all information is accessible. She has answers to any questions that arise. Any topic is discussed. There are no taboos or prohibitions. We always received answers to our silly questions, and Anya never highlighted that our questions were silly. She always supported us, saying, yes, let's figure this out. If something was unclear, she would explore it again to ensure there were no gaps in our knowledge. So don't be afraid. When choosing a teacher, you should choose someone who resonates with your inner world, your soul, and the knowledge they provide. I believe the knowledge Anya provides is some of the most advanced, as I'm saying this from my experience of learning and dealing with various life situations. Every time I was amazed by how things turned out to be true and effective. And throughout the course, you will have many aha moments, which come with a certain responsibility for your life and the lives of your loved ones. If you are serious about studying this topic, Anya is one of the best options. She doesn't waste your time with unnecessary information or stretch out lectures, just to prolong the course period. All information is concise, accessible, and understandable. During the given period, you can learn a lot, even while balancing study with work and family. That's how it was for me. I had full-time job from 9 in the morning to 5 or 6 in the evening, but it didn't prevent me from immersing myself in the study to understand the basics. Of course, to apply and build on this experience, more time is needed. If you have the time, desire, and diligence, this is your opportunity to gain excellent knowledge easily and freely. Good luck and success to all of you.
That was very nice group what I've had. So let's continue. Yep, so guys, the average duration of a model is 2 months. Like I said, 2/3 months. The course of the 6th model lasts 13 months. And how much do you think the full training program costs? I'm just really curious. How much per month would you pay for knowledge that could radically change your life? Just give me some rate per month, let's say. How much do you think would be nice to pay monthly for such astrological course? 300, 500, 250, 350, 450. All right, we have very close but still different prices. Just imagine trying to get pregnant and not succeeding. Remember what we talked in the beginning. How much money will you spend on consultations with doctors and even possible IVF? At least $30,000. Depends on where you are, in what country. At the same time, it means 3-5 years of lost life and a lot of nerves. Now imagine that in 13th months, you have studied a full course of astrology, calculated a variable place for yourself, and even sun path. And this all costs you these prices. So let me tell you about all the packages, what we have. So the first, self-recorded sessions. Here, you don't have me personally on streaming with you, but you have access to lessons from previous groups and to all current recordings. You can actually watch any video anytime in your own timing, how it's comfortable for you. And you have definitely the access to the private group and Telegram and WhatsApp chats. So you can pay for the whole course, which is 13 months, or you can pay monthly, which is only $230. So it is even less than you guys wrote it down, which is wonderful, right? The second package is 13th month group training. So here we will actually see each other online 2 times per week, 2 times per week, 1.5 hours. This part is very interesting because we will do analysis of personal charts, your own, and those of close people you have. So this group is like a training group. That's why it's called that way. So we will look at different examples of famous people, but also we will look at your chart and chart of your kids, of your partners, of your families, you know. So it's really very deep analysis. So after this course, you actually will not just will understand the subject and will be able to do astrology, but you already will have your own. You will have your own natal chart, your local chart, your forecasting, probably even your rectification. So it's like 2 things in one. And that's why this package usually is the most popular package. And it's only $307 per month for 13 months again. And the last one is personal one-on-one session. Here we can learn together, so it will be just two of us, right? And it will be a flexible schedule with a number of hours per week that suits you and me, right? So, and we can do it in any speed. We can do it really quick or really slow. It's just how it's comfortable for you. Probably if you really want to be quick, instead of 13 months, we can do it for 6 months. I think it is quite amazing possibility for those who want to do it quickly and very personal. So here it will be $1,000 per month, the price. And it's also the homework review, you know, it's also the analysis of your close people. Just imagine how many people you can analyze with individual guidance. So it's just much more personal, much more opportunities, and way less time. This is for those who really probably want to save time. And you can pay for the course right away. You can pay on a monthly basis. It just depends on you. Just imagine 1 month of the astrological course equals to a couple of dinners with friends. This is what I did when I started my course. I preferred astrology. But that's not all. I have another surprise for you. Within 3 days, we will reduce the price as much as possible. And you will be able to buy a 13th month course for only, look, self-paced recorded sessions. Only $156 per month. I think it's a great price. Even you guys here in your chat didn't expect that. Pretty good gift for you. And 13th month group training, $246 per month, which is also a great deal. And the last one, only $769 per month. So now you have a great opportunity. You pay only $156 per month if you purchase the first package and $246 per month if you purchase the second package. So who is ready to learn astrology? Give me your feedback, guys. Oh, Emma is coming. I'm really glad. That's very nice. I'm going to join you. I want. Me too. What time will we meet? So guys, here we will meet that time that we will decide together with the group. It's very flexible. So it can be morning time or evening time or daytime. As soon as the whole group will be gathered, we will discuss it and choose the best time for everything. That's why I also like our courses. It's very flexible because all people from all over the world. And for somebody, it will be really nice to do it early in the morning. We can do it 7 a.m. Or for someone it's opposite 7 p.m. So we have all of these options. So don't worry about that. We'll find the best time. And this is despite the fact that you'll have the opportunity to analyze your own horoscope and those of your loved ones in class. This is for the second package. So the offer with such a nice price will be valid 3 days after finishing watching this webinar. So now you can see the offer on your screen. Please go there and choose the package what you like. And I really hope that I'll see all of you in our course. This will be the first time I'll be teaching this course on such a large scale to an English-speaking audience. You will be the first to know this method and will have a huge advantage over other astrologers who are not aware of this research. So in English-speaking market, you will be the only people who know this method. You will have the opportunity to learn scientific astrological techniques from a practicing astrologer. And before you saw all the students, and you could notice that that was AI actually, who translated the English speaking from the Russian speaking. And you can see that you have a huge advantage here, as well as I have right now, because I'm the only person in English speaking market who can use this particular method. And I really want to teach all of you. Yes, this is what it makes me feel, and I'm sure it will make you feel the same. And eventually, we came to the present time to give you a present. So those who watch the webinar to the end will get this analysis, and here you are. So you all got it. My congratulations. Now you will be able to do the analysis of your high luck location. And what to do to get it? Write to me at writeanna@gmail.com with the country you would like to analyze and the email you use to register with Astro4U ORG. And we will give you access to this analysis. So please, first, register at the website. It is totally free. Lots of information on the website is free. So just register yourself. Send me an email. Write the country what you would like to analyze. That email what you registered in there, and then we will open the access for you, and you'll be able to check all the country, all cities in that country. That's amazing. By the way, if it is the USA, it will be states. So you will be able to check the particular state. And if you need to check in the USA, please send me a state, what you would like to analyze, because it's a big country. So thank you for your attention. If you have any questions about this course or about the formulas, please contact me by my WhatsApp, or you can see the number on the screen, or by writing to writeanna@gmail.com. It was a pleasure to share with you all this information. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as me, and I'll see you in November in our courses. All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.